Hobbies. Today, it's time for a box of pennies. And it's been a bit since I opened one of these. So, let's get started. I'm still waiting for my first Indian head. Still waiting for my first bird scent or eagle. I don't know. I'm waiting for all kinds of stuff. Varieties. It's been a while since I found a 98 or 2000 Wide AM. So I'm looking for some varieties I haven't found. Something. We gotta find something. Oh, they're definitely circulated. Look at that. Look at that dirty. So we definitely hit a circulated box. No problem with that. That's a 1973. Well, looks like we definitely got some copper in this batch. That was the 1980s. 1990. Well, we might have a wheat ender. Oh, I can't see. It's a 1950 something. Oh, we gotta see this. This is ridiculous. It's a 1959. 1 year after wheat. So close. Oh, there we go. We have a wheat ender. Another 70s. This might be a really good box. All right, well, we'll get them cracked open. I'll bring you back for that one for sure. But I'll still start here. See what we can find. Roll number 4. We are going to start this box off with a foreign Canadian 1964. That will be the last year of the young head. There it is. 1964 Canadian to start off the box. Roll number 5. That's going to give us our first wheat of the box. Wheat side up. It looks young. 1953 out of Denver. And it gives us our second Canadian of the box. Another young head. This one is 1961. Can't beat that. Starting out a box with 2 young heads and a wheat from 53. Roll 6. That's going to give us our second wheat of the box. 1951 out of Denver. Put that right next to the 53. Okay, this is roll number 7. This was the one with the ender. Right there's the ender. The bit of a rainbow toned ender. It's got the red and the green. And it was a 1944 out of Philly. That's the oldest of the box. And the other one from the same roll is a 1958 out of Denver. Last year for wheat. Right there it is. 13 is going to give us a King George. So we got 2 of the young heads and a King George from 1940. Gotta love them old Canadian coins. I'll take those all day too. So we got 3, 4 wheats and 3 Canadians. And we're still hunting. Pulled another Canadian. This one's a little bit newer, 1975. Number 4 of the box. And we did pull another wheat. I was obverse up, so I seen it, 1954 out of Denver. We'll put that right next to the 53, which is unusual. I'm pulling with so many Denvers. Denver 58, Denver 54, 53, 51, all Denvers. That's unique for me, being in Ohio. Usually we don't see that. This was roll 17, and this obviously has been cleaned. You can see the scuff marks through it. It has definitely been cleaned by something. That's a shame. PSA, don't clean your coins. Especially that harshly, jeez. Alright, well, 1957, another Denver though. We'll add it to the collection. 18, and I believe it's going to be another cleaned one. Sadly, it's not in bad shape, but it's got the scuff marks. It looks like it was cleaned. 1945 out of Philly. So the old stuff's out of Philly. We got a 44 and a 45 out of Philly. But everything newer in the 50s is all Denver. And then we have two of the Young Heads and the King George. Loving this box. 19, and we have our newest Canadian yet for Canadian number 5. It is a 2000. We'll add it right there to the collection. Roll 20 gives us another Canadian. This one's a 1981. There she is. That's number 6 of the box. Bit of a dry spell. This is roll 29. We're going to have another Canadian for Canadian number 7 of the box. 1965, just 1 year off the Young Head. And we're still sitting at 2, 4, 6, 7 wheats. Haven't seen a wheat for a while. Starting to dry out. Let's hope we get back in a streak. Just went all the way from roll 29 to 39. But we did find another wheat. 1953 out of Denver. And it's crusty, kind of like that Ender was. But we're not going to get mad. 1953 is 1953. 40s. This time it's a 1946 out of Philly. In pretty nice shape. So we're going to add it right there. Roll number 45. We're going to start off with a Canadian. Really dirty one. There it is. 1990. That will be Canadian number 8. And also in that roll was a 1950 Obverse Up out of Denver. Another one with just a little bit of weird toning on it, but still in nice shape. So we will add the 1950 now. Roll 48. We're getting near the end of the box, but it wouldn't add another Canadian. This is number 9 of the box. 1972. Second to last roll number 49. This one gave us wheat side up. So let's see what we got. 1956 out of Denver. That is, let's see, that's a 54. That was 57. So right there in the middle. Roll number 50, and it just couldn't give up. It had to throw us another Young Head. Take a look at that. Pretty nice deal. 1962 this time. There we go. That was number 10. So we got double digits. All right, now I did have to do this one a little bit different. I didn't use the microscope as I was going. So what I ended up with was a giant mound of coins that I need to look at under the scope. I have everything in here from the 60s, 70s, all the 80s, except for that's the 82s and that's the 83s. I'll go through them separate. But I have the 98, 99, 2000s in here for the wide AMs, 92s in there for the close AMs, just a whole variety. I got all the older Denvers to look for the double die or the double mint mark or repunch mint mark, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to take me a minute to go through all these. Hopefully I maybe find 1 or 2 things and I can bring you back in for that. And then once I'm done with that, I'll weigh the planchets for the 83s, looking for that elusive copper. And in the 82s, I will weigh those, pull out the copper, and look for that small date Denver, if I remember correctly. Small date Denver copper shouldn't exist, I believe it is. I get that mixed up, I gotta keep looking. There's a few other things. 1983 had some double dies, stuff like that. But hopefully I find you something, can bring you in, and then we'll do a quick wrap up and get on to the next box because it's waiting in the wings. Okay, so we're going to look at this one here real quick. I still have quite a stack to go through, but I do want to stop and kind of show you this one. If you look, you can see some double there, and there. You can really see it on the G here and there. the O there and there, the D there and there, and we'll spin it around here a little bit more. You can see it on the W there, here, and here, and on the E there. You can see it on the T, there on the R, there, and on the inside, there, and there. On the S, it looks like we got a little bit there. You see it here. And we got some on the T. If we go down to Liberty, we got some heavy damage. But I do believe that it looks like there's a nice line there still, where there was some doubling on the L, which would be appropriate. And now that we've looked at all that, this is a 1972 Denver. So I do believe, although it's beat up pretty bad, but I do believe I found my first 72 DDO. Oh, tell me what you think. Look in the description, or let me know in the comments below. And but I'm gonna flip this one, because I'm pretty sure all the markers seem to line up that it's a DDO. So I will be keeping that one and adding that to the finds in my collection. Alright, I have searched all those. There's the 82s and 83s, I searched those. So, let's get a wrap up, and then I'll go over that at the end of it. We've already seen this, if you watched earlier, 1972 DDO. I showed it under the scope. You can go back in the video and check it out if you missed it. Up here we have our stack of S-mints. We did pretty good in this one. 74, 69, 72, another 74, 68, 74, and 74. That's a little bit more than what I normally get. I'm thinking I only get usually 4 or 5, but it's a nice little stack. We got the 1960. I want to check for the small date, large date. I still haven't done that. One of these days I'm going to do it. I keep saying that, but I have yet to do it. We have a stack of 59s, and the 59s out of this box, as you can see, were pretty trashy. I mean, there's that one there and one there that looks fairly decent. The rest are pretty trashy, but we're going to add them. There we have the 2009s. We get one of the presidential. We had 4 of the professional life. 3, 6, 7 of the formative years. I did not look for any of those yet. One of these days I'm going to search for the extra fingers. I've got a bunch of them, so eventually I'm going to go through it. And then 3 of the birth and early childhood. We have our wheats. We start out with a 58 Denver, 57 Denver, 56 Denver, and that 57 was the one that I'm positive was cleaned at some point. We get the 54 Denver, 53 Denver, and 53 Denver, 51 Denver, 50 Denver, 46 Philly, 45 Philly, another cleaned coin. You get it. There you go. You can see the scratch marks where somebody cleaned it. And then the oldest of the box was the 1944. That's got a pretty nasty looking headshot there. It's pretty dirty. It's got some discoloration, some rainbow to it, but we're going to add to the collection either way. I was the most happy with the finds from Canada in this box, because we had 1, I can pick them out here, 2, I believe it was 3 young heads with the 64, 61, and 62. And then, of course, we had the King George here from 1940. That was a nice find there. And the rest of them were a little bit newer. That's a 65, 72, 90, 81, the 2000, and 1975. I also held off a 1969 Denver to see if it'll upgrade my book, along with a 1974 Philly. Now, to one of the best finds in the box. I'm next to the 1972. That's obviously to me, the best find of the box. Although I'm still happy with a lot of them. But I gotta show you this one. First thing we're gonna do is, this here is a 1989. We're gonna go ahead and put it under the scope. And we're gonna look at this FG. We're gonna look at this right here. And we're gonna focus on the G. You can see how it's fatter, it's a little fancier. That is a 1989 G. So that's an 89 reverse. Now we're going to look at the 88 reverse under the scope. And you can see it doesn't have the fancy G. It has a simple line going up on the G right here. So that's the 1988 reverse. So what I found is right here, you can see 1989 Philadelphia. We're going to flip it over. And although it's a 1989, it has the simple G. So it's a 1989 with a 1988 reverse. So that's a pretty good find. It is a little dirty. You can see a lot of the cavities are dark, but I have went over and over it and double checked it and triple checked it, and it does match. So it is officially a 1989 Philadelphia with the reverse of a 1988. So I thought that was a pretty good find, even in rough condition. And I only held these ones out just to show you the difference between the 89 and the 88. So those will go back to the wild, and the error will join my collection in a flip. Alright, well, I want to thank you for watching. If you would, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and turn on that bell where you're notified each and every single time I post a video and you never miss out on anything. Down in the description, you're going to find my email address and my P.O. box if you wish to send anything my way. And below that, if you are willing, able, and have the means to help with the channel, is my PayPal address for donations. Other than that, that's it for this. Another penny hunt down. I got another box sitting there. I'm getting ready to hunt. I'm going to crack it open here in just a few minutes and get started on it. But I hope you enjoyed this one for now. Thanks for watching, and get your hobby on.